Hey now, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got back from a screening after seeing London Has Fallen, which is a 2016 film. It's indeed the sequel to Olympus Has Fallen. I know, as much as I liked Olympus Has Fallen, I honestly had no idea they were going to make a sequel to this. This just kind of came out of nowhere. But let's talk about the plot, because the plot is we see Gerald Butler once again playing the secret agent Mike, who has been protecting the president, played by Aaron Eckhart. He's his right-hand man. He's his most trusted guy, clearly, if you saw the first movie. But here we see that the British Prime Minister died. So pretty much every world leader goes to London to attend his funeral. But at this funeral, this huge terrorist act happens, kills a whole lot of people. So pretty much the whole movie, Gerald Butler is once again in the situation where he has to protect the president or else. Now, what I thought of London Has Fallen was, I liked the movie. I did. Now, here's a situation where I'm not sure if I liked it more than the first movie. It's probably on par, just as good as the first movie when I really think about it. The thing is that the first movie was such a big surprise, or at least for me, I kind of went into it just thinking, okay, it's going to be another action movie. And I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot more than I was expecting. So the surprise factor was there. Here, I'm going in knowing how good I thought the first movie was, so it's not as much of a surprise. It's just kind of what I expected in the sense. Gerald Butler, I like him. He is good as this character, Mike. At the beginning, I could say that it was a little paint by numbers, maybe, with him and his wife, played by Radha Mitchell, who she's pregnant, so she's about to give birth almost any day now. So, of course, he has to go on this job to England, and of course what happens. So a little traditional, nothing special there, but when I really started to like Gerald Butler, pretty much like in the first movie, when shit happens, that's where he becomes a little more animated, when he starts to throw out a little bit more jokes. Some said that he's kind of like John McClane, and I can see it, but he's not as funny as John McClane, and these movies can be almost construed as a derivation of the Die Hard movies. I get that. But I did like this plot. I'm sort of sitting here and I'm seeing what these terrorists are doing, how this was all a setup, and that they're targeting all of the country's leaders all at once. I'm sitting there like, okay, maybe somebody else will do a review and say how unplausible this plot is and how ridiculous it is. Sure, but I'm sitting here saying, fuck, let's not give anybody ideas over doing some shit like this. I mean, you're talking to somebody who thinks one day, someday, the Purge could happen. I know, I'm that guy. So I'm sitting here like, this plot is believable to me, at least. And at least with the terrorists, sure, they're terrorists. There's not a whole lot to them. But the movie tried to give them some backstory on why there's so many members of this organization, why they all hate America and pretty much everybody that's not them. So at least I understood them a little bit more. Aaron Eckhart plays the president once again. I'll always look at Aaron Eckhart, no matter how many movies he does. He can do 100 more movies, and I will still look at him and say, Harvey Dent became the president. It was very nice to see that. Morgan Freeman as the vice president. Obviously, we all know how good Morgan Freeman is. He also played the vice president in the first movie. And the fact that this happened twice. How can the same shit happen to the same guy twice, right? Well, I'm sitting here and I'm waiting for the moment. I'm waiting for Morgan Freeman to come out of the shadows and reveal that he's behind all of this because he wants to become the president, right? It only makes so much sense. Well, okay, maybe they don't do that, but I'm just saying, if they make a third movie, that's where they're going to go, because they have to. Some of the other actors, you have Angela Bassett, you have Colin Salmon. Since it takes place in London, you have to have a British guy here. Why not? And Jackie Earle Haley, who I don't remember in the first movie, so it was kind of random to see him here. But there you go. Now, Gerald Butler, like I said, he's sort of like John McClane. Not as funny, but Man, if you watch this movie, let's play a drinking game. Let's play a drinking game over how many times he says the F word. Because you almost forget that this is rated R until you hear him say fuck at least 100 fucking times. I'm not really complaining, it was something that I noticed after, say, the 25th fuck. But why not? Fucking go for it. Fucking A. Like I said, it's rated R. When the action starts, when the terrorist act happens, the movie doesn't slow down. It's just boom, 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 gunshot after gunshot, explosion after explosion. You're just going and going. I was fully, at least, into it as far as the action going on. When it got near the end, there's a really cool action scene where it's all shot in one take, which is kind of something that like everybody's doing now, ever since Daredevil did it, or maybe there was something before then. But everybody's doing the one-shot action scene take. Either way, it never gets old. It's still pretty fucking awesome every time I see it. This movie does that, which is cool. And when Gerard Butler goes into this sort of like warehouse to go after these terrorists and he's shooting at them left and right, it becomes a video game. And I mean that in a good way. It's fun to see a character like Gerard Butler who can pull off being this much of a badass, who has some one-liners, and he's killing a bunch of bad people. Who doesn't want to see a movie like that? I know I enjoyed it. I had fun. I'm going to give this movie a matinee. It's definitely worth seeing, at least somehow, in the theater. You don't have to go full price, but definitely check it out if you can. And if you like the first movie. Now, let me know in the comments below if you're at all interested in a sequel, London Has Fallen. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!